on this Madden 20 late night again, and we about to get into some games. But first, before we get into some games, let's sign these contracts before I do anything else. Alright, so let me see. Bucks, Osweiler. Alright. Alright. So now Michael Smith is available to play again. Okay, so we got Michael Smith back. That's gonna help out our linebacker position. So now we get to play this game against the Falcons. Then we got the Rams and the Seahawks. And then we got the wild card and then the division. So here we go. Before I start this game, I thought about something. Let me do this. Cause where is he at? I want to give him some gloves. So my guy's gonna be out for five weeks. So okay, so we should be straight. All right, so let's play this. Oh, you know what? Speaking of that, I want to see how bad. Okay, our right tackle is good. We got Joe Staley over here. So we got an A plus right there in the center position. We got a B minus right there. So the offense is pretty good. Let me see. Shit, the defense. Okay, so this right here, we're kind of a little bad in. But if one of the three one of three of these guys can improve, then it can get better. So the guy that I'm hoping they can improve is Malcolm Smith. Alright, so we're straight. Let's go on to play this game. Hey, this should be a good game. Just to show up in the clutch, stay undefeated, rush for 150 yards. All right.
Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Ahead, we'll see the former MVP Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons as they match up with Jimmy Garoppolo and the San Francisco 49ers. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room, and we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the Atlanta Falcons. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, you take a look at these 49ers as they interplay here. They've been flawless all year long as they hit the home stretch at 13-0.
And now they just have to guard against complacency. You still got to go out and earn it every week.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Falcons, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it out past the 30. The Falcons heading out. Matt Ryan leading the way. No quarterback has thrown for more passing yards in the first 11 years of a career than Matt Ryan has. Better than 46,000. Last year, he added 4,900 more to the total. Actually, 4,924 to be exact, which, by the way, is just 20 yards fewer than his MVP season of 2016. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. On the draw, this is Smith. And, oh, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. A week ago, they dominated in the trenches. They got in the backfield for 5 sacks, setting the tone there, one on the opening drive.
And it sets the tone for the opposing team, doesn't it? Remember when you were a kid and you went to the theater and saw that?
And he's going to go down again. Nick Bosa in there to record the second sack of his young NFL career.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. Here's Ryan. They'll set up the screen to Smith. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to...
I might have said something in the live stream. My bad. You don't even say nobody's in the live stream. What's up, Word?
What a 3rd down stop by them.
And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. This is Jerick McKinnon, who missed the entire 2018 campaign. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
McKinnon
last week. 2 trips to the end zone and well past 100 yards.
And going back and watching the film, we saw every kind of run from him, didn't we? We saw
Thank you for pushing me to the first down.
We saw speed.
Thank you for giving me the first down right there. I didn't even have to work for it. Yeah, McKinney and Cole, they're like our best and the other running back. They're like our best running back on this team.
On first down now, run with McKinnon.
And the Falcons' defense is sort of like the Seahawks.
That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
So this is what we're going
He's
to do.
picking up where he left off last week. A tackle for loss there. And remember, coming off the end a week ago, 4 of them.
And I like how you said picking up, because that means he's probably using his hands really well. Think about it
the animations
he's got to use those to control people trying to block him, shed them, and get to the ball carrier in the offensive backfield.
If he gets a X factor or something like that, I hope he gets like a slide open.
It got his man complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line.
I hope he gets like a good X factor. Especially on Coleman. But I'm trying to get McKinney making into a star.
Let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was
they tried to chase me down like they couldn't catch me. I almost got to the first down one, but I only just need this a few more yards. Trying to get this offensive line.
On second down, a run with Breida. Inside the 20 before he's brought
Coleman,
down. 13 yards there and a Niner first. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? Because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Watch the screen, watch the screen. Set. 2.
Once again, they run with Breida on first down. And the result here, a
Breida
leaves them with 2 to go on second down. We're scoreless after 1.
Squeeze in certain gaps that McKinnon can't get in, because McKinnon run into like a bigger
quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, like a lawn chair.
Defensive lineman.
We all have habits.
Like finally,
it can be so unpredictable. You know me pretty well on second down and short.
Fight off guys
like
that.
Say,
play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that first down gain of 8. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there. Of course you're going to give it to him.
CD, you know there were quite a few Bears fans back in January saying, why didn't we hold on to that Robbie Gould guy?
Well, it's a legitimate question. 33 of 34 for San Francisco in 2018. The crazy stat of the year, he missed more extra points, 2, than he did field goals, 1, in the 2018 season.
Coming up later tonight, Sunday Night Football, a good one in SoCal. The Vikings and the Chargers from Dignity Health Sports Park. Coverage at 8:20 Eastern, 5:20 Pacific on EA Sports. A pass there over the middle to start things out. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's second and 4.
It might be a run formation.
Now Ryan. Stocker's got it. Complete.
Got stopped by
and to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. A first down carry for Smith. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. This one brought in by Sanu. And he'll get it down here to the 43.
Offense.
Now those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there.
Ready, blue 80, blue 80. I got it.
After the penalty, it's Smith. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. The tally there, -2 yards. Brings up third down. They go play action now. Ryan. He's got Sanu. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 32-yard line.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
No gain on the play as we have reached the 2-minute warning. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain, 3-0 our score. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. On third down, Ryan. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And his bid for the first down coming up short as he's tackled at the 25. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Tavecchio puts this one through, and that will tie us at 3-3. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics.
It's caught.
Oh, what a catch.
And all the way down to the 24-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 46 yards.
So
the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for first and 10.
Try to get in position to steal the fucking football. So I was like, oh shit, that's about to be a pick.
Up that gigantic game
I was
with
like, shit, then I tried to move
1 yard.
good.
Here's second and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the gun, they will run with McKinnon. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
Timeout.
And we're going to get a timeout.
We're going to take this field goal.
With 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Should we take a field goal or should we risk? Nah, I'm not finna do that. I'm just take the field goal. It makes more sense.
Left here in the half,
what would a genius do?
He connected on his first. This time it's 39 yards
take
away.
the field goal. Let them get the ball.
And the 14-year
take the field goal. Let them get the ball.
And that will do it for an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3.
We get the ball. But
it's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. This is taken at his 4.
Stuff like that.
They will take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Fresh legs and try to get something going on offense.
Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done.
How did you get hurt just by him
adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show him one thing, hit him with something else.
Now it's Breida. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 15 for the Niners there and a first down. Matt Breida out of Georgia Southern now in his 3rd year in a 49er uniform. He was tough to keep off the field last year. Very good yards per carry. 5.3 on 153 attempts. Good for over 800 yards rushing. This is Breida. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Garoppolo gives to Breida, and he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal.
Here we go.
Might we see our first touchdown of the game? Here's 1st and goal.
Big stop.
Garoppolo, he's going to give this to Breida on the draw.
Wow,
And the stop will come inside the 5
oh
or the 4. From inside the 5. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal.
Well, they were thinking run to begin with, and what they tell their defensive linemen is play the run on your way to the quarterback. If someone shows, go get him, and that's exactly what they did.
On 3rd down, a run from Breida. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here.
Oh, my freaking
looks
God.
like we've got a
Everybody keep getting
49er that's
hurt.
down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. And Gold is able to put it through. And the lead will increase to 6 now. It's 9-3. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been
Muscle
threes.
cramps? Are you fucking kidding me? All that for muscle cramps? Muscle cramps.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball.
I agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game. Yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. Escapes the sand.
Are you fucking serious?
Looking left sideline, incomplete.
Yeah, very smart play right there.
I
Pocket
fucking had
collapsing
that
around him.
sack.
Love the way he moved around a little bit and avoided the sack.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And this one complete to Smith. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the 1st.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at the 20. Off the play fake to McKinnon. It's Garoppolo. He'll rifle this one deep. He's got a man. Complete. 20. Touchdown, 49ers. A big play there. His 25th touchdown. Tying him at Smith for the 5th most in one season. Here the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Robbie Gold on for the extra point. And the lead is now 13.
All right.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Atlanta now coming out on the field.
These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drive you deserve to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeForest Buckner, what a season he continues to have, his 15th sack of the campaign. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's the Falcons. They'll have the football, but trailing on the scoreboard as we get set to begin the fourth. Now it's Ryan. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a two-possession game. It is a two-possession game at this stage in the fourth. They needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed.
Well, no doubt here in the fourth quarter, this is a huge defensive series.
Hey, they can read the scoreboard. They realize if they give up a field goal here, this game might be out of reach. They understand the stakes and are playing accordingly.
And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Marquise Goodwin, his second touchdown on the season. And the Niners take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it now because you're exactly
right.
Warner,
you gotta hit that, bro.
They've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. The Falcons will go for it. It's Ryan. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Dan Quinn's guys unable to come through there on 4th down. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They run again with Breida. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. They run for it with Breida, and he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They opt to go for it, and they get it. 1st and goal after a pickup of 5. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. It'll be a pickup of 8 and a good first step there with 2nd and goal coming out. Good yardage on 1st down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? They'll give to the big fullback Juszczyk. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Gold with the extra point, and that will bump the lead up to 26. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Ryan. That is incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And out will come the offense as they take over. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And a few kneel-downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point.
Okay, I'm back. My mic died.
Here we go.
They'll start on the ground with Breida. Nice move at the 40.
Oh,
and he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
So late?
First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack coming from Adrian Claiborne off the edge. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
Right
Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. 3rd and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction.
Check hot route. Hot. Hey, come on. Hey, hot.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. It's a 7-yard run, but it does bring up 4th down. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. There's Garoppolo to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. So the victory here for San Francisco, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
Scouting points are earned every week. Use all of your points because a portion of the remaining points will be lost when you advance the week. Start your week by installing your game plan.
Holy, she wants to discuss okay. Well, they're not even in the playoffs. Looks like they're eliminated. Let's check the okay, the Titans are first in offense. So that's pretty scary. Chargers are second, Bills are third, Packers, Browns, Saints, Colts, Patriots, Jets. And we got 49ers right there. Defense, Panthers got the second best defense. Packers went down. Who has the most sacks? I think, let's see who has the most sacks. Packers has the most sacks, 41 sacks, and we have 29. We had the most interceptions. Yeah, I'm not gonna risk the chance of re-injuring his injury. I didn't even know he was gonna be back. Start X Factor. All right, here we go.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is Madden Football on EA Sports. Up next, we'll see Jared Goff and the NFC champion Los Angeles Rams as they match up with Jimmy Garoppolo and the San Francisco 49ers. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time.
We are about 40 miles or so south of Candlestick Point at a place that first opened back in 2014 as you get a look at Levi's Stadium here in Santa Clara, California. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, week 16, and we've got a good one in store. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line, between the Los Angeles Rams and the San Francisco 49ers.
Here we go. 180! 154. Hey, they scared. Check it out, read. Watch the edge. 21.
Now a man who really stepped up last year. This is Matt Breida. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's second down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
Here we go.
Yeah, I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is third and long.
21.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. And now Garoppolo lost the football. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And did he get in? No, they'll mark him down at the 1-yard line.
Well, that's a down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's third and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him. Sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did. Yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that'll bring up a second and goal. On second and goal, Goff to the goal line, but it's incomplete. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
Now the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling could lead to no yards gained.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the
Red Sea parts, and there he goes. Touchdown, 49ers. A big play there. His 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. This is taken at his 4. Now a hit and a loose football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
No, check that. We want Mike 52 right here.
Throwing on 3rd. Gone. He's going to air it out deep for Woods. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. That makes them now 0 for 2 here in the first quarter on 3rd down conversions.
And now they'll look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, 49ers.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
Gold with the extra point. And that
What? Yeah, I just
he has
said
home run
that.
hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman, trying to get it to Woods. So more problems here in this first quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake, but I'd go get after some guys because...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Akeem Talib.
Hey, stop kicking everybody. Those Rams about that for a minute.
They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the 50, it's Goff. Going to flare this one out to Gurley in the flat. Not able to get a single yard there, and it'll bring up 3rd down. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Goff now looks to throw. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And last time, 1 play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play call.
He's got the lane, and there he goes. Touchdown, 49ers. With touchdown number 27, that ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
One of my favorite.
Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now.
Nope.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180! 54, watch the run, watch the run.
So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. He'll rifle this one deep right. And this is taken in at the 5. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. A big play there. With his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the 2nd most in a single year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Gold able to tack on the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Silver.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports.
52's the mic. Check back.
Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? Goff on 3rd down. And he'll find Everett there, complete. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. and that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, the catch was made, put down right on the spot.
The 49er offense, they're coming back out onto the field, and we're going to give you a look at the playoff picture now into the weekend in the NFC. As we count down through the final few weeks of the season, these guys have nothing. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald, and it'll be a 2nd and long. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Check 13. Check 13. Hey, check 24.
Garoppolo after the fake give to Breida. He's got his man on the crossing route. He's at the 30. Touchdown, 49ers. A big play there. On his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And let's count them up now. 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown receptions for him in this game.
And just one shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone. That's what it's all about.
This fielded at the 2.
Beating the dog shit out of the rim.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And we move to spotlighting Brandon Cooks. You better believe that he's well aware he has 0 catches right now, and they're losing, so he's probably a little hungry.
And you know the guys on defense are aware as well. And they're really excited that he has no catches, but they're also worried. Because a lot of times, that's like the ticking time bomb. The longer you hold him down, when he finally explodes, look out.
Yeah, no catches, though, so far in this game. On 2nd and 7, Goff. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. The Rams on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. From the gun, here's Goff. Throw right side is into the hands of his tight end, Everett. Subsequent gains of 3, 4, and now 5 yards. Good enough for the 1st down. Last year for Everett, just 33 catches, 2 touchdowns, but he really has a chance to cement himself as a top tight end in this offense. People around here. And the ball is knocked out, and now this is scooped up by the 49ers. Some guys just have a knack for creating turnovers. He's got a little bit of that going. He forced a fumble last week, another one there.
That
Just drives
motherfucker right
teams
there,
crazy because they realize that certain guys, as you say, have that knack, and they're trying to keep them away from the action, away from the ball. But the best ones have that overwhelming desire, that overwhelming need to get to the football and make it happen, and that he does.
To get him open right there.
The end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
Where Aaron Donald at? I need to try to block him. Block Aaron Donald. I don't care about nobody else but Aaron Donald.
Now a play fake. Garoppolo. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. John Johnson with the INT. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Goff now looking to throw. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Now it's Goff. A little short pass. This is Everett, and he goes out right around the 39. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on third down. They'll get this one to Cup, complete. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down. Here's Johnny Hacker now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Hard to believe, but the regular season's starting to draw to a close. We've got the final Sunday night game of the year coming up later tonight. Matt Nagy and the Bears hosting his mentor, Andy Reid, and the Kansas City Chiefs. That'll be a good one from Frigid Soldier Field. And then tomorrow night, the final Monday night game of the year, Packers and Vikings from Minneapolis. He's going to fire this thing. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Akeem Talib. So that right there was his second pick, but keep in mind, this is a guy who once had a rare 3-interception game in his career.
So what are you saying, that getting 2 in a game, that's like kid stuff for him? That's nothing. He's already done that, right? Been there, done that. You know he wants a third again.
The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Looking to throw again on second down. Goff, he's going to dump it off to Gurley. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. They answer to Gurley, complete. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. The Rams going to be forced to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. To throw again on second down. Goff. And that one's complete to Gurley. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Now Greg Zuerlein. We all remember the 57-yarder that sent the Rams to the Super Bowl. This will be spotted just shy of midfield. A 59-yard attempt. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position. And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves. A handoff to Breida to begin the drive. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
You ready? You ready? You ready?
So we've reached halftime here. We now proceed to the start of the second half.
We get the ball to...
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go. From the gun on third down. Goff. Man open. It's Cup. He's got it. And the ball's out. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald. And it'll make this a second and long. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down.
He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. We got double up, double up.
He is right there.
Kill.
And
Turn it up, turn it up.
put
21.
you on the street.
On play action, now Garoppolo. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. A big play there. Becoming just the second player with 30 touchdowns in a single year. And the forced fumble defensively leads to 6 points for the Niners. Gold with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And this will be...
Damn, I know, right? I'm surprised I caught
Here's
this
the
shit,
Los
too.
Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
You always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Out of the gun, Goff.
No.
And that is incomplete. The linebacker, Fred Warner, right there on the coverage.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. On the return is Pettis. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And last time out, another touchdown. I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided.
Like he is right now.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. It's a gain of 35. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ball game.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Here we go.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Check nickel. 11.
Running out of the gun here, Breida. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Here we go.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Out of the shotgun, Breida. Nice footwork at the 25.
Oh, Breida!
He's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Matt Breida with touchdown number 7 on the year as his guys continue to pour it on. So they went to the ground game on 3rd, hoping to pick up the 1st. They also picked up a touchdown.
Offensive linemen so used in this situation to having to pass block. All right, you're looking at what it is, 3rd down. They don't care that it's 3rd and whatever. They figure they're going to throw the ball. And when you call running play, I think you energize them. I think you juice them up because I haven't met offensive linemen yet that likes to pass block more than they like to run block. And they opened up some nice holes there for him, and he took it to the house.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Goff, a quick throw complete to Cooks. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
That's the quarter.
Back now here in Santa Clara. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Here's Goff. That'll be caught by Cup. And he's going to come up a bit short. First, but he only makes it to the 34. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And the final 2 weeks, just like a formality pretty much, they're going to be the #1 seed, but there is the matter of that perfect record. Accelerating, and off he goes. And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Matt Breida, an 80-yard touchdown. As his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
So they are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
And the Rams now coming out on the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep him warm. You might need a massage from the trainer right now with all the work he's getting.
On 2nd and 1. Goff. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Bosa. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. So Goff will try to refocus after the sack. The Rams now set up with a tough one, a 3rd and long. Back to throw. Goff. And that'll wind up incomplete.
He slipped out his hand.
Play call there. Now it's 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe you can expect more passes like that downfield. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. And San Francisco gets set to go here. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the 4th quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says? Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. Through an opening, and there he goes. And he's in for the score. And his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now a throw left sideline here is complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Gone. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Kupp. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a 1st down. Goff now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Going for it all. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
That's a whole lot of points still to be down. But congratulations, they're still fighting, and they scored another touchdown.
Like my old high school coach used to say, Charles, he said, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you wish you never had showed up.
Could have saved the gas money, the hotel, what have you, huh?
I'm not sure. Yeah, he's in here. I was correct.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. Zerline connects on the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. Matt Breed in the offense heading back out. He's already hit pay dirt twice. He's up over 100 yards. He is feeling good.
He's just zipping along today. Everything coming together for him. It's that type of a day that you see a back.
It got his man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now Garoppolo. Wide open receiver complete. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
There's no doubt in my mind.
Do you hear that? Do you hear that?
It's not scales, right? I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
Now goal for the extra point.
Damn, flex on me because you fat, okay? Flex on there.
This one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and it'll bring up a second down. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Gone. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 43. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys are just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
Be like that. Because since it's the last game, that's what I'm going to probably end the stream off right there, because I don't want to stream like I did yesterday. Everybody getting a big grade. Holy shit.
Scouting points are earned every week. Use all of your points because a portion of the remaining points will be lost when you advance the week.
All right.
Start your week by installing your game plan.
Gotta do the contract.
I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL.
Thank you, Coach. We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. Today, it's an NFC West battle between the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. This is Chris Carson, 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. And one of the big bodies helping out this offense is your boy, Upati.
And all he wants to do is have running plays called. Fire out and smack people.
Second and 5 now. Wilson, he will find the rookie from Ole Miss. That's DK Metcalf. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A gain there of 21 yards. On first down, it's Carson. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. The numbers on the ground for Carson last week. 11 carries, 53 yards, and a touchdown.
So he scored his 8th touchdown on the ground last week, and most guys I know, they want to get into round numbers. So, 10 is really the goal, and this is one sport where being selfish and scoring touchdowns is a good thing. Look for he and the offense to try and get him in there at least twice in this game.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The rookie DK Metcalf, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. To throw is Wilson. To throw again. Go. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts.
Check 99. 21. Check 15. Check. Lock.
A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. A nice run there, 9 yards. And it'll be second down.
11.
On second down, it's Coleman. And he's able to get up here to the 26.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high power, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up here 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout. And that means your offense has to keep pace.
On second down, it's Coleman. Now a loose football. Coleman lost it. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Partner, on my spot sheets, I highlighted turnover margin because we remember they turned it over 4 times last week. So another one here in the first quarter. This isn't the way they want to go.
No, not even close. And it's not something they even imagine, because the amount of time that we know that they spend in practice talking about what they need to get done, working on it, showing them how to take care of the football, and emphasizing what it means in terms of winning, they got to just be puzzled right now that they're not taking care of the ball better.
throwing now. Wilson on first down. His throw incomplete. He was going for the tight end, Nick Vanette, but it'll be second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They run the counter. Carson. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10.
It's 3rd and 10.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And Dixon has it. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
This will probably be the last play of the quarter. Play fake there to Coleman. Now Garoppolo. He'll rifle this one deep right. He's got a man. Complete. The 20. 10. Touchdown. 49ers. A big play there. 81 yards. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. That's an early touchdown grab for last week's NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was so electric, and they talked about it all week long. Have to try to contain it.
And now for him, being able to focus on the task at hand and not just immediately assume that last week it totally carries over, but you got to like the start that he has, showing those great hands that we've seen from him throughout.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And the magnitude of this game, everybody knows it. The fans, obviously the players and coaches, there's just with them a palpable buzz right now. They know they control their own destiny.
Win and you're in. And I think every player wants that. I think every coach wants that. I haven't been in an organization yet that wants to be in a game where they have to rely on other teams to get them to their goals. In this situation, it's very cut and dry. Win and you're in the playoffs. That's their mission, that's their challenge, and you know they've chosen to accept it.
And what they told us is this has been the most focused week of practice we've had all year. You wouldn't expect any different.
Yeah, and you know, at the beginning of the season, you have multiple goals. They just have one now, win the game.
They'll run with McKissick. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They run it with Carson. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Carson. He'll get only a couple down to the 44. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. From the 44, Wilson. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to make it 3rd down and 10. The last catch took him 2 yards in the wrong direction. So now what can they do on 3rd? Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 33 yards that time. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4.
Here we go.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games. Touchdown, 49ers. In for the score. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Gold with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Seattle offense. We take a peek at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. And as things start to come into focus here in the final weekend, their future still up in the air. Currently in possession of the 5 spot, but could fall entirely out of the postseason if this final day doesn't go their way.
Well, we're looking forward to the playoffs because, fortunately enough, we're going to be there to call some of these games. But when you're sitting where they are right now, the playoffs start with this game. They can't wait till next week and say, well, let's see if we're... No, they have to win this one to ensure that they're going to go. So their playoff run actually begins a week early.
By the way, I got my assignment for the playoffs. They have me doing every game.
I like that.
And I think the ball's out. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's 2nd down. Wilson trying to urge his guys to go faster and get set at the line. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Wilson to throw on 3rd down. And it's hauled in by Nick Vanette. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Wilson, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The former Seahawk and former Super Bowl MVP, Malcolm Smith. In there to get it. It's a loss of 5. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the 1st, right around the 42. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. So we've come upon halftime. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half.
It got his man complete. Past the 20. Touchdown, 49ers. A big play there. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Second half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever, this was a big score to start the second half.
Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on third down.
And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. Thought maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was fairly easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. They will run again with Coleman. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on third down.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Check. Lock.
They'll try and run for it here. It's Coleman. And some room to maneuver. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It was 3rd and short, and they go flying past the marker for a gain of nearly 30 yards. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Check. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there.
On play action, it's Garoppolo. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Rashad Penny. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play. And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to him back.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Wilson. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's third down. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Check, check, lucky, lucky, lucky. Check 43. Kill.
On third down, here's Coleman. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45. It was 3rd and short, and they go flying past the marker for a gain of nearly 30 yards. Charles, you said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. On 2nd down now, it's Coleman. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down. Well, remember, Tevin Coleman was in the two-headed backfield in Atlanta during his 4 years there, along with Devontae Freeman. Now he joins a crowded backfield in San Francisco. But in Atlanta, he played under offensive coordinator Kyle Shanahan, and then, of course, Shanahan becomes a 49er head coach, and he made it a point to go out and snag his former running back because he really likes his 26-year-old ball carrier.
21. Here we go.
Now it's Breida. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down.
Here we go. Check 13. Check 13.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Tevin Coleman, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season. As this year's playoffs play out anything like the regular season has gone, could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead. All right, there's not a coach out there that's ever said to their team, all right, let's look three weeks down the road. It's always right here, right now. Forget that. Think about what the playoffs are going to look like. The teams that we see that are already in, the teams that are trying to get in, we could have some great matchups.
That one, a first down pickup of 8. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now Wilson throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. The tight end, Ed Dixon, was the target, but it's going to be second down. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the fourth quarter here. You've held a team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job. Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. Now it's Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time. Really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Now it's Wilson.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter.
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. Throwing again here, Wilson. Completes it to Dixon. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. To throw is Wilson. And the tight end Dixon left side. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. So the victory here for San Francisco. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the first quarter. But second, third, and fourth quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you're going to win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you say baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time and the hitters get to see him. And then they come out after that and the bats start blazing, right? I think they saw their best stuff in the first quarter and just shut everything down from that.
All right. Well, that's the end of the season. So we got a bye week. So now we just wait and see who we got to play. So I'm going to simulate. Let's see who we got to play.
Scouting points are earned every week. Use all of your points because a portion of the remaining points will be lost when you advance the week.
I'll laugh if it's the Patriots.
Start your week by installing your game plan.
So we got a bye week. We have to do. So that's always correct. We got a bye week. So let's advance to that.
Start your week by installing your game plan.
And we got to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So let's check the let's go to here, playoff schedule. We got Jets, Browns, Bucks, 49ers, Patriots, Chiefs, Seahawks, and Packers. So that is the schedule. So that's pretty much what it's looking like. I think the Browns are pretty much going to probably handle the Jets. The Patriots, I don't know about the Patriots and the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs will probably win that, which I hope they do. And the Seahawks and Packers, the Packers are playing pretty good. The Packers got let's check the Packers defense. Let's go to stats. The Packers have the second best defense, and the Seahawks are right here. So the Packers could win that game if they had the home field advantage, which they probably do. So we have home field advantage out through all the things. So that's gonna be uh, really tough for teams. Okay, so let's see. Kyle Shanahan. Oh, he's climbing the board. Damn, look, he passed. He's right here with John Harbaugh. He's right here with Mike. Sheesh, you gotta catch up with Sean Payton and Andy Reid and um, Pete Carroll. Okay, guys. This is gonna be it for this live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. I might stream some more of this later on today when I get up. It all depends how I feel, but I hope you guys enjoyed me playing these games and stuff like this. But I will see you guys later on today, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And it's your boy Warriors Game Bills, and I'm out here and I'm signing out, and I'll catch you guys later. And I'm fresh out the cul-de-sac, and I will catch you guys later. And peace out and later.